Hello, my dear adventurers. Tonight, we're settling into one of the most beloved corners of Hogwarts Castle, where the warmth of friendship mingles with the gentle patter of rain against ancient window panes. There's something absolutely magical about rainy evenings at Hogwarts, isn't there? The way the storm clouds gather over the castle towers, the soft percussion of raindrops on stone, and that perfect moment when you realize you're safely tucked away from the weather outside. Tonight, we're going to experience all of that and more as we make our way up to the Gryffindor Dormitory, where a crackling fire awaits and the sounds of a gentle storm create the perfect backdrop for rest. I've had so many of you asking for more cozy Hogwarts content, something that captures that feeling of being a student during those quieter moments between adventures. You know, those evenings when the excitement of the day has settled, when homework is finished, or remains is the simple forgotten, and all that pleasure of being warm and safe among friends. If you'd like to support more content like this, consider leaving a comment. Let's climb those familiar stone steps together. Picture this. You've just finished a particularly challenging day of classes. Perhaps you struggled through a potions lesson where your cauldron bubbled ominously. Or maybe you finally mastered that tricky transfiguration spell that had been giving you trouble for weeks. The Great Hall dinner was hearty and satisfying, filled with the usual chatter and laughter of hundreds of students sharing their day's experiences. But now, as evening settles over the castle like a comfortable blanket, you find yourself climbing the winding staircase that leads to Gryffindor Tower. The portrait of the Fat Lady swings open with her usual dramatic flourish, and you step through into the common room. But tonight, something feels different. The usual bustle of students cramming for exams or engaged in heated games of wizard's chess has given way to a more subdued atmosphere. A gentle storm has begun outside, and you can hear the first drops of rain beginning to tap against the tall windows that overlook the grounds. The common room fire burns lower than usual, casting dancing shadows across the familiar scarlet and gold tapestries. A few older students are curled up in the squashy armchairs, speaking in hushed tones or reading by the firelight. The atmosphere is one of contentment and peace, that special kind of coziness that only comes when you're sheltered from the elements outside. You make your way past the comfortable seating area, nodding to a couple of friends who wave sleepily from their spots near the hearth. The warmth from the fire feels wonderful after the slight chill of the castle corridors, and you pause for just a moment to appreciate the scene. Rain is beginning to fall more steadily now, creating a gentle rhythm against the windows that seems to encourage everyone to settle in for the evening. The spiral staircase leading to the dormitories feels particularly welcoming tonight. Your footsteps are muffled by the worn stone steps, and you can hear the rain growing stronger as you climb higher into the tower the time you reach your by storm has truly dormitory. The begun in earnest, but rather than feeling ominous, it sounds protective and soothing. The dormitory is exactly as you left it this morning, but somehow it feels more inviting now. Your four-poster bed with its deep red curtains looks incredibly appealing after the long day. The other beds in the room are empty for now, your dorm mates still downstairs, or perhaps in the library, finishing up last-minute assignments. This gives you a rare moment of solitude in a space that's usually buzzing with conversation and activity. You settle onto your bed and pull back the heavy curtains slightly, just enough to peer out the dormitory window. The view is spectacular. Rain streams down the glass in rivulets, distorting the lights of the castle grounds below into warm golden smears. You can see the faint glow from Hagrid's hut in the distance, smoke rising from his chimney and disappearing into the dark sky. The forbidden forest is barely visible through the rain, appearing as a dark mass that seems to shift and breathe with each gust of wind. Lightning flickers somewhere far off in the distance, followed by the low rumble of thunder that seems to vibrate through the very stones of the castle. But it's not the sharp, startling kind of lightning that makes you jump. Instead, it's the gentle, rolling type of storm that seems designed for watching from inside a warm, safe place. As you make yourself comfortable, you notice that someone has thoughtfully stoked the dormitory fireplace. The flames dance merrily in the grate, casting a warm glow across the room and creating that perfect balance between the coolness of the rain outside and the snug warmth within. The fire pops and crackles occasionally, adding its own gentle percussion to the symphony of the storm. You change into your most comfortable pajamas, the soft fabric feeling wonderful against your skin after a day in school robes. There's something ritualistic about this transition from day to night, from the structured world of classes and responsibilities to the freedom of evening hours. You fold your robes carefully and place them in your trunk, already looking forward to the peaceful hours ahead. The rain continues its steady rhythm against the windows, sometimes intensifying to a proper downpour, other times softening to a gentle patter. Each change in intensity brings its own mood to the room. During the heavier moments, you feel especially grateful to be inside, safe and warm. When it gentles, you can almost imagine the rain nurturing the grounds of Hogwarts, watering the pumpkins in Hagrid's garden, and filling the Black Lake. From your bed, you can see the other dormitory windows across the way, some glowing with their own warm light. You wonder what your fellow Gryffindors are doing in their own rooms. Perhaps some are also watching the storm, or maybe they're writing letters home, describing their latest adventures to worried parents. The thought makes you smile, imagining all the different stories that could be unfolding simultaneously throughout the tower. The fire in the grate settles into a steady burn, the flames finding their rhythm just as the rain has found its own. There's something deeply satisfying about this parallel, as if the elements inside and outside the room are working together to create the perfect atmosphere for rest. The warmth from the fire seems to wrap around you like an invisible blanket, making your eyelids feel pleasantly heavy. You pull your own blankets up to your chin and sink deeper into your mattress. The bed feels especially comfortable tonight, as if it knows you need extra coziness. The pillows are perfectly fluffed, and the sheets are just the right temperature, cool enough to be refreshing but warm enough to be inviting. As you lie there, you become aware of all the small sounds that make up the dormitory's evening symphony. The rain continues its gentle percussion against the windows, sometimes joined by the soft whistle of wind around the tower. The fire crackles and pops in its grate, occasionally sending up a shower of sparks that dance briefly before disappearing up the chimney. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear the faint sound of voices from the common room below, muffled and indistinct but comforting in their familiarity. The storm outside seems to be settling into its own rhythm now, no longer building but not yet diminishing. It's found that perfect middle ground where it provides atmosphere without being disruptive. You can imagine the rain filling the gutters and downspouts of the castle, creating little streams and waterfalls as it makes its way to the ground. The thought is oddly soothing, this image of water finding its natural path just as you found your way to this moment of peace. Your breathing begins to slow and deepen, matching the steady rhythm of the rain. Each exhale releases a little more of the day's tension. Each inhale brings in the cozy warmth of the dormitory. You can feel your muscles by one, starting relaxing one with your feet and working upward. Your legs sink into the mattress, your shoulders drop away from your ears, and your face softens as the last traces of concentration fade away. The combination of sounds creates a natural lullaby. Rain against glass, fire crackling in the grate, the distant murmur of castle life continuing around you. It's the perfect blend of activity and tranquility, reminding you that while life goes on beyond these walls, you have found your own peaceful corner of the world. As your eyes grow heavier, you take one last look around the dormitory. The firelight dances across the stone walls, creating shifting patterns of light and shadow. Your trunk sits at the foot of your bed, filled with all the tools and treasures of your magical education. Your robes hang neatly, ready for tomorrow's adventures, but all of that feels very far away now, belonging to the daylight world that will return soon enough. For now, there is only this moment, this perfect balance of warmth and coolness, sound and silence, solitude and connection. The rain continues its gentle percussion, the fire maintains its steady glow, and you settle deeper into the comfort of your bed, ready to let the peaceful sounds of the evening carry you toward rest. The dormitory grows quieter still as the evening deepens, and you find yourself becoming part of the gentle rhythm that has settled over Gryffindor Tower. Your breathing has synchronized with the rain, each soft inhalation drawing in the warmth and comfort of the space around you. The firelight continues its hypnotic dance across the ceiling, creating shapes that shift and flow like living things made of light and shadow. You can hear the castle settling into its nighttime routine. Somewhere below, the last few students are making their way up from the common room, their footsteps muffled on the spiral staircase. A door closes softly in the distance, followed by the gentle creak of floorboards as someone moves about in another dormitory. These sounds don't disturb the peace, but rather add to it, reminding you that you're part of something larger while still maintaining your own quiet sanctuary. The storm outside has found its perfect rhythm now, neither intensifying nor fading, just maintaining that steady, soothing presence that makes being inside feel like the most wonderful thing in the world. You can imagine the rain washing over the castle's many turrets and towers, running down the ancient stonework and pooling in the courtyards below. The thought of all that water flowing and moving while you remain perfectly dry and warm in your bed brings a smile to your lips. Your dorm mates begin to filter in quietly, each one moving with the careful consideration that comes naturally when others are already settling for the night. You hear the soft rustle of robes being removed, the gentle thud of books being placed on nightstands, and the whispered conversations that accompany the evening's preparations. Their presence adds another layer of comfort to the room, the knowledge that you're surrounded by friends even as you drift towards sleep. The fire has burned down to a perfect level now, the flames lower but still steady, providing just enough light to keep the room from falling into complete darkness while maintaining that cozy, intimate atmosphere. The warmth radiating from the hearth seems to pulse gently, like the slow, steady heartbeat of the room itself. You pull your blankets a little higher, creating a perfect cocoon of comfort around yourself. Through the rain-streaked windows, you catch glimpses of other parts of the castle. A light glows briefly in one of the towers before winking out, perhaps a professor finishing their evening work, or a student finally closing their books. The great hall's windows show only darkness now, that vast space empty and quiet, until tomorrow's breakfast brings it back to life. Even the ever-present glow from Hagrid's hut seems softer tonight, as if the gentle giant himself has settled in beside his own fire with a cup of tea and a good book. The rain's pattern changes subtly, sometimes drumming more insistently against the glass, other times gentling to barely more than a whisper. Each variation brings its own mood to the room, but all of them contribute to that perfect atmosphere of being safely sheltered from the elements. You find yourself listening not just to the rain itself, but to the way it interacts with the castle, the different sounds it makes as it encounters stone, wood, and glass. Your bed feels like the most comfortable place in the world tonight. The mattress seems to embrace your body perfectly, supporting you in just the right places while allowing you to sink into its softness. The pillows cradle your head with exactly the right amount of firmness, and the blankets create the perfect microclimate around you, warm but not stifling, cozy but not confining. The dormitory fire pops softly, sending up a small shower of sparks that dance briefly in the air before disappearing up the chimney. The sound is gentle and reassuring, like a quiet reminder that the fire is there, steady and reliable, keeping watch over your peaceful evening. You can feel the warmth on your face, even from across the room, a gentle heat that complements the coolness of the air near the windows. As you lie there, you become aware of the subtle scents that fill the dormitory. There's the clean smell of rain-washed air drifting in through the ancient stones, mixing with the warm, woody scent of the fire and the familiar comfort of well-worn fabric and old books. It's a combination that speaks of safety, of home, of belonging to something wonderful and enduring. Your dorm mates have settled into their own beds now, and you can hear the soft sounds of their evening routines winding down. Someone is turning pages quietly, perhaps reading a few chapters before sleep. Another person shifts position in their bed, the curtains rustling softly as they find their most comfortable position. These gentle human sounds blend perfectly with the natural symphony of rain and fire, creating a complete portrait of peaceful evening life at Hogwarts. The lightning that flickered earlier has moved on, leaving behind only the gentle rain and the occasional rumble of distant thunder. The storm has become purely atmospheric now, providing ambience without drama, comfort without concern. It's the perfect weather for being exactly where you are, safe and warm and surrounded by the sounds and scents of a perfect evening. Your breathing continues to slow and deepen, each exhale releasing more of the day's accumulated tension. Your muscles feel loose and relaxed, your mind free from the concerns and challenges that filled the daylight hours. Tomorrow will bring new lessons, new adventures, new opportunities to learn and grow. But all of that belongs to a different world, one that exists beyond this perfect moment of peace. The fire settles even lower in the grate, the flames becoming more subdued, but no less warm. The light it casts across the room grows softer, more golden, creating an atmosphere that seems designed for rest and dreams. You can feel your eyelids growing heavier with each passing moment, your body naturally preparing itself for the deep, restorative sleep that awaits. The rain continues its gentle percussion against the windows, sometimes joined by the soft sigh of wind around the tower. These sounds create a natural white noise that seems to wrap around you like another blanket, muffling any remaining sounds from the castle below, and creating a perfect bubble of tranquility around your bed. You think drowsily about all the students throughout Hogwarts who are experiencing their own versions of this evening. In Hufflepuff's underground dormitories, students might be listening to rain filtering down through the earth above them, creating a different but equally soothing soundscape. Ravenclaw's tower dwellers are probably enjoying their own spectacular views of the storm, while the Slytherin students in the dungeons might be hearing the rain as it runs down into the depths of the castle. Each house experiencing the same storm in their own unique way, yet all sharing this moment of peace and shelter. The thought makes you feel connected to something larger, part of a community that extends throughout the castle and beyond. Even as you rest in your own private space, you're aware of being part of the greater tapestry of Hogwarts life. woven together by shared experiences and the common shelter of these ancient walls. Your doormate's breathing has grown steady and deep, indicating that sleep is beginning to claim them as well. The quiet sounds of their rest add another layer of comfort to the room. The knowledge that you're all safe and peaceful together in this cozy space high in the tower. The curtains around the beds create individual havens while still maintaining the sense of shared community that makes dormitory life so special. The fire gives another soft pop, and you open your eyes just enough to see the gentle dance of flames across the ceiling one more time. The patterns shift and flow like living things, hypnotic and soothing before your eyes grow too heavy to keep watching. The warmth from the hearth continues to radiate across the room, a steady presence that will keep you comfortable throughout the night. The rain has settled into that perfect cadence now, the kind that seems to pulse with the very heartbeat of the castle itself. Each droplet finds its path down the ancient window panes, creating tiny rivers that catch and reflect the firelight in brief, magical moments. You can feel your connection to this place deepening with every breath, every gentle sound that filters through the dormitory walls. Your fellow Gryffindors have found their own peaceful rhythms now. One of them sighs contentedly from behind their bed curtains, the sound barely audible, but somehow reassuring in its simple expression of comfort. Another shifts quietly, their blankets rustling like whispered secrets in the warm air. These gentle human sounds weave seamlessly into the evening's tapestry, adding threads of companionship to the pattern of solitude. The fire has reached that perfect stage where it no longer needs tending, where it burns with quiet confidence, knowing its role in this evening's symphony. The flames have taken on an almost meditative quality, rising and falling in gentle waves that seem to breathe life into the very stones of the tower. You watch through half-closed eyes as the light plays across the familiar objects of the dormitory, transforming everyday items into something touched by magic. Your trunk at the foot of the bed catches occasional glints of firelight on its brass corners, and you think drowsily of all the adventures it has witnessed, all the memories it holds. Your textbooks rest inside, filled with the knowledge you've gathered during your time at Hogwarts, but they seem like artifacts from another world now, belonging to the daylight hours when your mind was sharp and focused. Tonight, they can rest as peacefully as you do. The storm outside continues its gentle persistence, neither urgent nor demanding, simply present in the way that only the best companions can be. You imagine the rain nourishing the grounds, feeding the ancient trees that stand sentinel around the castle, filling the lake that reflects the tower lights on clearer nights. There's something deeply satisfying about being part of this cycle, sheltered and warm, while the natural world renews itself just beyond the windows. Your breathing has synchronized not just with the rain now, but with the entire rhythm of the evening. Each inhalation draws in the scented air of the dormitory, that unique blend of old wood, warm stone, and the lingering traces of the day's adventures. Each exhalation releases you further into the embrace of approaching sleep, letting go of consciousness in the most gradual and gentle way possible. The curtains around your bed seem to glow softly in the firelight, creating a private sanctuary within the larger sanctuary of the dormitory. You adjust them slightly, not to block out your doormates, but to create that perfect balance between privacy and connection that makes sharing space with others so comfortable. The fabric is heavy and warm, another barrier between you and the outside world, another layer of protection and comfort. From somewhere deep in the castle comes the distant sound of a door closing, followed by footsteps that fade quickly into the vast network of corridors and staircases. You wonder briefly who might be walking the halls at this hour, but the thought drifts away almost immediately, carried off by the gentle current of approaching sleep. Whatever business brings others through the castle tonight, it belongs to a different world, one that exists beyond this perfect bubble of peace. The fire settles even deeper into its steady burn, the flames now more suggestion than spectacle, more warmth than light. The glow it casts has taken on that golden quality that seems to exist only in the deepest hours of evening, when day has fully surrendered to night, but morning still feels like a distant dream. This is the light of stories told by hearthsides, of quiet conversations and shared silences, of the gentle transition between waking and sleeping. Your pillow cradles your head perfectly, molded by countless nights of sleep into exactly the right shape for your comfort. The fabric is soft against your cheek, warmed by your body heat, and carrying the faint scent of the lavender sachets that someone, perhaps a house elf, places between the linens. These small touches of care and comfort remind you that you're not just sheltered by stone and timber, but by the kindness of those who make Hogwarts a home. The rain's pattern shifts again, growing slightly heavier for a moment before settling back into its gentle rhythm. During that brief intensification, you feel an extra surge of gratitude for your warm, dry bed, for the solid walls that keep the weather at bay, for the community of friends sleeping peacefully around you. The contrast makes your comfort feel even more precious, even more worthy of appreciation. Through the gaps in your bed curtains, you can see that the fire has burned down to its most perfect state, the coals glowing like captured stars in the darkness of the grate. The heat radiating from them is steady and reliable, a constant presence that will keep the dormitory comfortable throughout the night. You close your eyes and feel that warmth on your face, a gentle caress that seems to encourage the final surrender to sleep. Your doormates have grown completely quiet now, their breathing deep and regular, their movements stilled by sleep's embrace. The dormitory has taken on that special quality that spaces acquire when they're filled with peacefully sleeping people, a sense of deep contentment and security that seems to emanate from the very air itself. You're aware of being part of this collective peace, contributing to it even as you benefit from it. The storm outside has found its most soothing voice now, the rain falling with just enough variation to remain interesting while maintaining that hypnotic regularity that encourages rest. It's neither the dramatic downpour that demands attention, nor the tentative drizzle that might stop at any moment, but something perfectly in between, reliable and comforting in its consistency. You pull your blankets a little higher, creating an even more perfect cocoon of warmth around yourself. The fabric is soft and yielding, heavy enough to provide a sense of security without being oppressive. Each layer adds to your comfort, from the smooth sheets against your skin to the warm comforter that traps your body heat, creating a microclimate that feels designed specifically for peaceful sleep. The firelight continues its gentle dance across the ceiling, but your eyes are too heavy now to follow its patterns for more than brief moments. Instead, you're aware of it as a warm presence, a guardian of sorts that watches over the dormitory while its occupants rest. The light seems to pulse gently with your heartbeat, or perhaps your heartbeat has slowed to match its rhythm. From the depths of the castle comes the faint sound of the great clock chiming the hour, its deep tones reverberating through the stone corridors before fading into silence. Time feels different here in the dormitory, measured not by mechanical precision, but by the natural rhythms of rest and renewal. The hour that passes while you sleep will be different from the hours of daylight activity, deeper and more restorative. Your breathing has become almost imperceptible now, so slow and gentle that it barely disturbs the air around you. Each breath is a small meditation, drawing in peace and releasing tension, participating in the ancient rhythm that connects all living things. You're aware of your dormmates breathing in harmony around you, creating a subtle symphony of shared rest. Aye. The rain continues its faithful percussion against the windows, sometimes joined by the soft whisper of wind around the tower's corners. These sounds have become part of the texture of the evening, as essential as the warmth of the fire or the softness of your bed. They create a boundary between the dormitory and the outside world, a curtain of sound that ensures your peace remains undisturbed. Your muscles have released their last traces of tension, your body sinking into the mattress as if it belongs there, as if this bed was created specifically for your comfort. Your arms rest loosely at your sides, your legs stretch out naturally, your neck finds the perfect angle against the pillow. Every part of you has found its most comfortable position, and you settle into it with the satisfaction of coming home. The fire gives one last gentle pop, sending up a few sparks that dance briefly in the warm air before disappearing into the chimney's darkness. The sound is barely noticeable, but it serves as a final punctuation mark on the evening's peaceful sentence. A quiet good night from the hearth that has kept you company through these gentle hours. As sleep finally claims you completely, your last conscious awareness is of the perfect harmony that surrounds you. The gentle rain, the warm fire, the peaceful breathing of your friends, and the ancient stones of Hogwarts holding it all together in an embrace that has sheltered generations of students. You drift away on this current of comfort, carried into dreams by the same gentle rhythms that have brought you such perfect peace. The dreams that come to you in this perfect sanctuary are unlike any others you've experienced. They flow like gentle streams through your consciousness, carrying with them fragments of the day's magic and tomorrow's possibilities. In your sleep, you find yourself wandering through corridors of starlight, where the very air shimmers with possibilities, and every shadow holds a friendly secret. Your dreaming mind transforms the sound of rain into something even more magical. Sometimes it becomes the gentle applause of invisible audiences celebrating your achievements. Other times, the whispered conversations of ancient portraits sharing their wisdom across the centuries. The fire's crackling becomes the turning of pages in enormous books filled with spells you've yet to learn. Each pop and hiss revealing another mystery waiting to be discovered. In your dreams, you're not just a student at Hogwarts, but part of its very essence. You feel yourself becoming woven into the tapestry of the castle's long history, your own story taking its place among the thousands who have found comfort in these same stone walls. The dormitory around you expands and contracts like a living thing, sometimes vast as a cathedral, other times intimate as a cocoon, but always perfectly suited to your needs. The storm outside your windows transforms in your sleeping imagination into a celebration of the elements. The rain becomes silver threads spun by benevolent spirits, weaving protection spells around the castle. The wind carries messages from distant lands, bringing news of adventures that await you in years to come. Thunder becomes the deep, reassuring voice of the castle itself, telling you stories of all the young witches and wizards who have found their way home to these halls. Your dormmates appear in your dreams as golden figures, their faces peaceful and radiant with the contentment that comes from finding one's true place in the world. Sometimes you're all sitting together by an enormous fireplace that stretches up into infinity, sharing stories and laughter that echoes through realms of sleep. Other times you're flying together through clouds made of the softest down, each of you supported by invisible wings that carry you over landscapes of pure imagination. The fire in the grate becomes a gateway in your dreams, leading not just up the chimney but into realms where warmth itself takes on personality and purpose. You see yourself stepping through flames that don't burn, but instead embrace you with the comfort of 1,000 friendly hugs. Beyond the fire lies a garden where every flower blooms with its own gentle light, and the paths are paved with stones that hum lullabies beneath your feet. Your bed becomes a ship in your sleeping mind, sailing across seas of starlight while the dormitory walls transform into the hull of a vessel crafted from the dreams of generations. The curtains around your bed become sails that catch winds you towards shores where every morning of pure contentment, carrying brings new wonders, and every evening promises perfect peace. Your pillow becomes the ship's compass, always guiding you toward rest and restoration. The rain's rhythm weaves itself into the fabric of your dreams, creating patterns that tell stories without words. Sometimes it becomes the footsteps of friendly creatures dancing on the roof, celebrating your safe arrival in sleep. Other times it transforms into a musical instrument played by invisible hands, composing melodies that speak directly to your heart without needing to pass through your ears. In your dreams, the ancient stones of Hogwarts reveal their secrets willingly. You see them when they were first quarried from distant mountains. Feel their joy at being chosen to shelter young minds and hearts. The walls around you become transparent, showing you glimpses of all the students who have slept in beds like yours, dreamed dreams like yours, found the same comfort in the same gentle sounds of storm and fire. Your sleeping mind transforms the dormitory into a library where every book contains a different dream, and you're free to open any volume and step inside its story. Some books hold adventures in distant lands. Others contain quiet moments of friendship and laughter. A few special volumes hold nothing but the pure essence of comfort itself, pages that radiate warmth and contentment when touched by dreaming fingers. The fire's glow extends in your dreams beyond the physical boundaries of the dormitory, reaching out to embrace the entire castle in a cocoon of golden light. You see yourself as part of this illumination, your own inner peace, adding to the brightness that keeps Hogwarts warm and welcoming. Every sleeping student contributes their own gentle light to this collective glow, creating a beacon that can be seen from distant stars. Your dreams carry you through seasons that exist only in sleep, where winter brings snow made of crystallized laughter and spring arrives with flowers that bloom in colors that have no names in the waking world. Summer in your dream realm lasts exactly as long as perfect contentment requires, while autumn brings leaves that fall upward, carrying your worries away into a sky that exists solely to hold and transform them into blessings. The sounds of your dormmates' peaceful breathing become a chorus in your dreams, harmonizing with the rain and fire to create music that speaks of belonging and home. Each gentle exhale adds another note to this symphony of rest, while every quiet sigh becomes a verse in an endless song about the joy of finding one's place in the world. In your sleeping imagination, the windows of the dormitory become portals to other times and places within Hogwarts' long history. Through one window, you glimpse the castle as it appeared centuries ago, bustling with students whose faces glow with the same wonder you feel. Another window shows you possible futures, where the traditions of comfort and community continue unchanged, where other young people will find the same peace you've discovered tonight. Your dreams transform the storm outside into a celebration of all the elements working together in perfect harmony. The rain becomes applause from the clouds, congratulating you on another day of growth and learning. The wind becomes a gentle voice, singing lullabies in languages that existed before words were invented. Even the distant lightning becomes friendly signals from other magical places, reminding you that you're part of a vast network of wonder and possibility. The dormitory fireplace expands in your dreams to become a gathering place for every kind soul who has ever sought comfort in its warmth. You see yourself sitting among students from every era of Hogwarts history, all of you united by the simple human need for peace and belonging. The fire burns with flames that never consume, but only give, fed by the collective contentment of everyone it has ever warmed. Your bed becomes a cloud in your dreaming mind, supporting you with the perfect balance of softness and security. Sometimes it floats through the dormitory, carrying you on gentle tours of this sanctuary while you remain perfectly at rest. Other times it stays perfectly still, but the world around it transforms into landscapes of pure tranquility, where every vista is designed to bring you deeper peace. The blankets around you become woven from threads of starlight and moonbeams in your dreams, each fiber containing wishes for your happiness made by everyone who cares about you. As you shift and settle in your sleep, these magical coverings adjust themselves to provide exactly the comfort you need, responding to your body's needs with the intuition of loving care made manifest. Your pillow transforms in your sleeping imagination into a repository of every peaceful moment you've ever experienced. As your head rests upon it, you're surrounded by memories of safety and contentment, from childhood bedtime stories to quiet moments of achievement and joy. The pillow holds these treasures carefully, releasing them slowly through the night to flavor your dreams with sweetness. The rain outside becomes a gentle messenger service in your dreams, carrying news between all the comfortable places in the world. You sense droplets that have visited other cozy rooms, other warm fires, other peaceful sleepers, bringing you greetings from a vast community of contentment that spans the globe. Each raindrop carries with it a small blessing, a wish for your continued peace and happiness. In your dreams, the very air of the dormitory becomes visible as golden threads that connect you to everything and everyone around you. You see streams of warm light flowing between your sleeping form and those of your dormmates, creating a web of friendship and mutual care that glows with its own gentle radiance. These connections pulse with the rhythm of shared breathing, strengthening with each moment of collective peace. The fire settles even deeper into its perfect burn in your dreams, becoming not just a source of heat and light, but a guardian of all the gentle moments that make life beautiful. Its flames dance with the memories of every peaceful evening, every quiet conversation, every moment when someone felt truly at home. You understand, in the way that dreams allow understanding, that this fire has been burning in one form or another since the very first person sought comfort beside a hearth. Your sleeping mind weaves the sounds of the storm into a tapestry of protection, each thread representing another layer of safety between you and any worries the outside world might hold. The rain becomes a barrier of silver that keeps only good things inside while gently washing away anything that might disturb your peace. The wind becomes a guardian that circles the castle, ensuring that only kindness and comfort can find their way to your dreams. The dormitory walls expand and contract in your dreams like gentle breathing, the very structure of the room participating in the rhythm of rest that has claimed everyone within. Sometimes the walls become transparent, showing you glimpses of other peaceful sleepers throughout the castle, all of you connected by invisible threads of shared contentment. Other times they become solid as mountains, emphasizing the absolute security of your sanctuary. In your dreams, you understand that this moment of perfect peace is not just happening now, but has always been happening and will always continue to happen. Every student who has ever found comfort in a dormitory bed like yours is somehow present with you in this timeless space of rest. Their peace adds to yours, just as yours will someday add to the peace of students yet to come. The gentle sounds that surround you become a language in your dreams, one that speaks directly to your heart without needing translation. The rain's patter tells stories of renewal and growth. The fire's crackling shares wisdom about the beauty of simple pleasures. And your doormate's breathing whispers secrets about the joy of true friendship. All of these voices blend together into a conversation about contentment that continues throughout the night. Your dreams carry you deeper into sleep, where rest becomes not just the absence of activity, but the presence of profound restoration. In this deepest realm of sleep, you're not just recovering from the day's efforts, but gathering strength for all the adventures that await. Every breath renews not just your body, but your spirit, preparing you to face tomorrow with fresh wonder and enthusiasm. The storm outside becomes a celebration of the night in your sleeping imagination, with rain and wind joining together in dances that honor the beauty of darkness and rest. Lightning becomes gentle illumination that reveals glimpses of magical landscapes, visible only to those who sleep peacefully in places touched by ancient kindness. Thunder becomes applause from the very heavens, celebrating another soul who has found true comfort. In your deepest dreams, the boundaries between yourself and the peaceful environment around you begin to dissolve in the most wonderful way. You become part of the fire's warmth, part of the rain's rhythm, part of the collective breathing of your sleeping friends. This isn't a loss of identity, but an expansion of it, as you discover that your individual piece contributes to something infinitely larger and more beautiful. The dormitory becomes a sanctuary, not just in space, but in time, where the gentle moments of evening stretch and expand to hold as much contentment as your heart can contain. Minutes become hours of peace, and hours become eternities of rest, all contained within the magical bubble of safety that surrounds your bed. Time itself seems to recognize the value of these quiet hours and slows to let you savor every moment of tranquility. Your dreams transform even the smallest details into sources of comfort and joy. The texture of your sheets becomes clouds of contentment beneath your skin. The weight of your blankets becomes the gentle pressure of caring hands, ensuring your peace. Even the slight draft that occasionally stirs the curtains around your bed becomes a whisper of encouragement, reminding you that you're exactly where you belong. As the night deepens around you, your dreams carry you toward the very heart of what it means to be truly at rest. Here, in this perfect synthesis of comfort and community, warmth and protection, you discover that peace isn't just the absence of trouble, but the presence of profound rightness. Everything that has led you to this moment, every step of your journey, has brought you to this perfect sanctuary, where your soul can rest completely. The rain continues its faithful percussion against the windows. The fire maintains its steady glow, and your breathing synchronizes with the eternal rhythm of peace that flows through all comfortable places in all times. In your dreams, you understand that you've found something precious and rare, a moment of perfect contentment that will remain with you always, a memory of peace to carry through all your future adventures. And in this deepest sanctuary of sleep, your dreams begin to weave stories that feel more real than waking life. The dormitory around you pulses with a gentle magic that exists only in these quiet hours, when consciousness releases its grip and allows wonder to flow freely through your mind. You find yourself walking through corridors made of crystallized moonlight, where each step creates ripples of silver that spread outward like disturbed water, carrying wishes and hopes to every corner of the dreaming castle. The rain outside has become something beyond mere weather in your sleeping imagination. Each droplet carries within it the essence of every peaceful moment that has ever existed within these walls. As they strike the windows, they release tiny bursts of contentment that seep through the ancient stones and settle around your bed like invisible blankets. The rhythm they create is no longer just percussion, but poetry. Each pattern spelling out verses of life's storms. Your doormates appear about the beauty of finding sanctuary in the midst in your dreams as gentle, luminous beings. Their sleeping forms radiating warmth that has nothing to do with temperature and everything to do with the comfort of true companionship. Even in sleep, you're aware of their presence as a source of strength and belonging. Their dreams occasionally brush against yours, creating brief moments of shared peace where you glimpse fragments of their own restful visions, seeing yourself reflected in their subconscious appreciation for this shared haven. The fire in the grate becomes a storyteller in your dreams, its flames forming shapes that illustrate tales of every student who has ever found comfort in this very room. You see shadows dancing across the walls that tell stories of midnight conversations, of homesickness soothed by friendship, of fears conquered by the simple act of not being alone. Each flicker of light carries with it the emotional warmth of countless evenings, when young hearts found healing in the gentle embrace of community and shelter. In your sleeping mind, the dormitory expands beyond its physical boundaries to encompass every feeling of home you've ever experienced. The walls stretch to hold memories of birthday celebrations whispered after lights out, of secrets shared between bed curtains, of the quiet satisfaction that comes from belonging somewhere completely and without reservation. The room becomes not just a place, but a feeling, one that you can carry with you wherever your future adventures might lead. Your bed transforms in your dreams into a vessel of pure comfort, sailing through seas of tranquility that exist in the spaces between thoughts. The mattress beneath you becomes as yielding as summer clouds, supporting your body with the perfect balance of softness and security. Your pillow cradles not just your head, but your dreams themselves, ensuring that every vision that visits you in sleep is tinged with the golden warmth of absolute peace. The storm outside becomes a symphony of protection in your dreaming consciousness, each element playing its part in a composition designed to shield you from any disturbance. The wind becomes a chorus of guardian spirits circling the tower, their voices harmonizing in frequencies that speak directly to your soul about safety and belonging. The thunder, now distant and gentle, becomes the deep bass note that anchors this celestial music, reminding you that even the most powerful forces of nature are working together to ensure your rest. Your dreams carry you deeper into understanding about the true nature of comfort. You realize that the peace you feel isn't just physical, but spiritual, not just individual, but collective. Every person who has ever slept peacefully has contributed something to the reservoir of tranquility that surrounds you now. You're both drinking from this well of communal rest and adding to it, your own contentment becoming part of the legacy that will comfort future generations of dreamers. The gentle sounds that surround you weave themselves into a language of pure emotion in your sleeping mind. The rain speaks of renewal and cleansing, washing away the day's small frustrations and preparing a clean slate for tomorrow's possibilities. The fire crackles with stories of warmth shared across centuries. Each pop and hiss a word in an ancient vocabulary that speaks directly to the part of your soul that craves belonging and safety. In your dreams, you become aware that the dormitory is breathing with you, its ancient stones expanding and contracting in rhythm with your own peaceful respiration. The building itself has become a living entity, one that has learned the art of providing comfort through decades of sheltering young hearts and minds. Its walls hold not just the physical warmth from the fire, but the emotional warmth of every friendship forged within these spaces. Your sleeping imagination transforms the rain-streaked windows into portals that show you glimpses of perfect moments from throughout Hogwarts' long history. Through one pane, you see students from decades past experiencing their own version of this same peace, their faces glowing with the same contentment you feel. Another window reveals future nights when other young people will find the same sanctuary, ensuring that this tradition of comfort will continue long after you've graduated and moved on to your own adult adventures. The curtains around your bed become more than fabric in your dreams. They transform into barriers that separate the peaceful realm of sleep from any worries or concerns that might try to intrude. These magical hangings filter out anything that doesn't serve your rest, allowing only the purest forms of comfort and contentment to reach your sleeping consciousness. They glow with a soft light that comes not from any external source, but from the accumulated peace of everyone they have ever sheltered. Your dreams carry you to a place where time moves differently, where the gentle hours of evening can stretch to contain lifetimes of peace. In this temporal sanctuary, you have all the rest you could ever need, infinite time to recover from the day's efforts and prepare for tomorrow's opportunities. The ticking of distant clocks becomes not a reminder of time's passage, but a gentle heartbeat that measures out moments of pure tranquility. The fire settles even deeper into its perfect burn, becoming in your dreams an eternal flame that has been tended by generations of caring hands. You see yourself as part of this ancient tradition, your presence in the dormitory adding another chapter to the long story of students who have found warmth and comfort beside this hearth. The flames dance with memories of every peaceful evening, creating patterns that tell stories of contentment stretching back through the centuries. Your dorm mate's gentle breathing creates a soundscape in your dreams that speaks of the deepest form of trust and safety. Each quiet exhale releases not just carbon dioxide, but contentment itself, filling the air around you with the essence of peaceful sleep. Their presence becomes a reminder that you're not just individually at rest, but part of a community of peace, all of you contributing to and benefiting from this shared sanctuary of tranquility. In your sleeping mind, the storm outside becomes a celebration of the night's power to restore and renew. The rain transforms into liquid starlight, each drop carrying wishes for your continued happiness from every corner of the magical world. The wind becomes a messenger service, carrying news of your peaceful rest to others who care about your well-being, spreading ripples of joy through the network of love and friendship that connects all caring hearts. Your dreams deepen further, carrying you into realms where rest becomes not just recovery, but transformation. In these deepest levels of sleep, your body doesn't just repair itself, but becomes stronger. Your mind doesn't just process the day's experiences, but gains wisdom from them. Every breath you take in sleep becomes a small act of magic, drawing in not just oxygen, but the very essence of peace and contentment that permeates the dormitory air. The boundaries between dream and reality begin to blur in the most wonderful way, not because you're losing your grip on consciousness, but because you're discovering that the peace you feel is real in every sense that matters. The comfort isn't just in your imagination, it's woven into the very fabric of this place, built into the stones by centuries of caring attention, and nurtured by every person who has ever found rest within these walls. Your sleeping form settles even deeper into the perfect embrace of your bed, every muscle releasing its last whisper of tension, every nerve ending singing with quiet contentment. The dormitory around you pulses with gentle life, its ancient stones warm, not just from the fire, but from the accumulated warmth of every peaceful night they've witnessed. You become part of this living tapestry of comfort, your own rest adding another thread to the pattern of peace that defines this sacred space. The rain continues its faithful percussion, now joined by your doormate's synchronized breathing and the fire's gentle crackling to create a symphony of rest that plays throughout the night. This music speaks of home in its truest sense, not just a place where you sleep, but a space where your soul can expand and settle into its most natural state of contentment. Every note in this composition contributes to your peace, creating an atmosphere so perfect that even your dreams seem to sigh with satisfaction. In the deepest chambers of your sleeping mind, you understand that this moment represents something precious and irreplaceable. This perfect balance of solitude and community, comfort and shelter, peace and belonging, creates a memory that will sustain you through all your future adventures. No matter where life takes you, you'll carry with you the knowledge that such complete contentment is possible, that there are places in the world where souls can rest completely and hearts can find their truest home. The storm outside reaches its own perfect equilibrium, no longer building toward anything but simply being, existing in that ideal state where weather becomes pure atmosphere. The rain falls with the confidence of knowing its purpose, each drop part of a larger pattern that creates the soundtrack for countless peaceful sleepers throughout the castle. The wind moves with purpose but without urgency, carrying away any tensions of the day and bringing in fresh possibilities for tomorrow. Your dreams begin to weave together all the elements of this perfect evening into a tapestry of pure contentment. The warmth of the fire mingles with the coolness of the rain-washed air. The solitude of your private bed curtains blends with the community of your sleeping doormates. The ancient magic of the castle combines with the timeless human need for rest and restoration. All of these threads come together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. A moment of peace so complete that it seems to exist outside of ordinary time. As your sleep deepens toward its most restorative levels, your breathing becomes so gentle that it barely stirs the warm air around your face. Your heartbeat slows to match the eternal rhythm of perfect rest, each beat a quiet celebration of the peace you found. Your body settles into the mattress as if it belongs there, as if this bed was created specifically for your comfort, and this moment was designed specifically for your soul's restoration. The fire burns lower but never dies. Its flames now more spirit than substance, more warmth than light. In your dreams, this eternal flame becomes a beacon that calls to every weary traveler, every tired heart, every soul in need of rest. Its message is simple and universal. Here is sanctuary, here is peace, here is home. The light it casts doesn't just illuminate the dormitory, but reaches out through time and space to touch every place where comfort and community intersect. Your doormates sleep on in perfect harmony around you, their dreams occasionally touching yours in moments of shared peace that strengthen the bonds of friendship, even in unconsciousness. Together, you create a constellation of contentment, each peaceful sleeper a star in a galaxy of rest that spans the entire dormitory. The collective warmth of your shared peace creates its own weather system, one where every breeze brings comfort and every temperature change serves only to enhance your collective tranquility. The rain outside becomes your most faithful companion, its rhythm now so synchronized with your breathing that you can no longer tell where the sound of the storm ends and the sound of your own peaceful respiration begins. This fusion of internal and external rhythms creates a perfect circle of contentment, where your peace contributes to the atmosphere around you, just as that atmosphere contributes to your peace. In the deepest reaches of your dreams, you discover that this dormitory exists not just in physical space, but in a realm of pure comfort that transcends geography and time. Every peaceful sleeper who has ever found rest contributes to this eternal sanctuary, their contentment becoming part of the foundation upon which your own peace is built. You understand that by resting here so completely, you're not just receiving comfort, but creating it, adding your own peaceful dreams to the reservoir of tranquility that future students will draw upon in their own times of need. The storm reaches its most perfect expression now, neither increasing nor decreasing, but maintaining that ideal balance where weather becomes pure ambience. The rain speaks a language older than words, telling stories of cycles and seasons, of the eternal dance between sky and earth that creates the conditions for all growth and rest. Each droplet carries within it the essence of every rainstorm that has ever provided the soundtrack for peaceful sleep, connecting your rest to the rest of countless others across time and space. Your bed becomes a sanctuary within a sanctuary, your personal haven nestled within the larger haven of the dormitory. The sheets wrapped around you carry the softness of clouds and the warmth of summer afternoons, while your pillow cradles your head with the tenderness of loving hands. Every element of your sleeping environment conspires to create the most perfect conditions for rest, as if the universe itself has recognized your need for peace and arranged every detail to ensure your comfort. The curtains around your bed flutter slightly in the gentle air currents created by the fire's warmth, their movement creating subtle changes in light and shadow that dance across your closed eyelids like gentle benedictions. These soft movements become part of your dreams, transforming into butterflies made of starlight that carry your wishes for continued peace to every corner of the sleeping world. Your dreams deepen further still, carrying you into realms where sleep becomes not just rest, but transformation, where every moment of peace adds something valuable to your soul's treasury of contentment. In these deepest chambers of sleep, you're not just recovering from the day's efforts, but gathering strength for all the adventures that await, storing up peace like a battery that will power your joy through whatever challenges tomorrow might bring. The fire settles into its most eternal rhythm, its flames now dancing with the accumulated wisdom of every peaceful evening it has ever illuminated. In your dreams, you see this fire as it truly is. Not just burning wood, but burning with the concentrated essence of every moment of comfort it has ever provided, every conversation it has warmed, every lonely heart it has consoled with its steady presence. The storm outside becomes a lullaby, sung by the very elements themselves, each note perfectly calibrated to enhance your rest. The rain's percussion provides the steady beat, the wind's sighs add melody, and the distant thunder contributes the deep bass notes that resonate in your bones and remind your body that it's safe to let go completely, to surrender to the perfect peace that surrounds you. Your breathing synchronizes not just with the rain now, but with the breathing of the castle itself, that ancient rhythm that has sustained this sanctuary of learning for centuries. Each breath you take connects you more deeply to the long tradition of students who have found rest within these walls, while each breath you release adds your own peaceful essence to the atmosphere that will comfort those who come after you. In your deepest dreams, you understand that this moment of perfect peace is both completely personal and utterly universal, entirely yours, while simultaneously belonging to everyone who has ever needed rest and found it. The paradox doesn't trouble your sleeping mind, but fills it with wonder as you realize that true peace multiplies when shared rather than diminishing, that your individual comfort contributes to a vast ocean of tranquility that can never be depleted. The dormitory around you pulses with gentle life, its stones warm with the accumulated affection of generations, its air sweet with the breath of countless peaceful sleepers. You become part of this living history, your rest adding another verse to the eternal song of sanctuary that plays constantly within these walls. Every dream you dream here becomes part of the dormitory's memory, contributing to the reservoir of peace that makes this place a true haven for weary souls. As the night reaches its deepest point, your sleep achieves a quality of rest that seems to exist beyond ordinary recovery, touching something eternal and restorative that exists in the very heart of peaceful existence. Here, in this perfect fusion of comfort and community, shelter and belonging, you discover what it truly means to be completely at rest, completely at peace, completely at home in the vast and wonderful world of dreams that opens up when the conscious mind finally surrenders to the gentle embrace of perfect sleep. The gentle rhythm of your heartbeat has become indistinguishable from the castle's own pulse, that ancient cadence that has sustained countless generations of dreamers within these protective walls. Your sleeping form rests so completely now that you seem to have merged with the very essence of tranquility itself, becoming a living embodiment of peace that adds its own quiet magic to the dormitory's atmosphere. The fire has reached that perfect state where it burns without effort, its flames no longer needing fuel but sustained by the collective contentment of everyone it has ever warmed. In your dreams, you see this eternal flame as it truly exists, not just as burning wood, but as crystallized moments of every peaceful evening, every whispered conversation, every sigh of satisfaction that has ever graced this sacred space. Your doormates sleep in perfect harmony around you, their dreams occasionally interweaving with yours to create tapestries of shared peace that strengthen the bonds of friendship even in unconsciousness. Sometimes your sleeping mind catches glimpses of their dreams, seeing yourself reflected in their subconscious appreciation for this sanctuary you all share. These brief connections remind you that even in the most private moments of rest, you're part of something larger and more beautiful than individual comfort. The rain outside has evolved beyond mere weather into something approaching pure music, each droplet striking the ancient window panes with the precision of a master composer, creating a symphony designed specifically for sleeping souls. The sound carries within it echoes of every peaceful night that has ever blessed this castle, connecting your rest to an unbroken chain of tranquil evenings stretching back through the centuries. In your deepest dreams, the dormitory walls become transparent, revealing glimpses of other peaceful sleepers throughout the castle's many towers and chambers. You see students from every house finding their own versions of this same perfect rest, each in their unique sanctuary, but all connected by the invisible threads of shared peace that bind every corner of Hogwarts together in one great tapestry of comfort. Your bed becomes more than furniture in your sleeping imagination, transforming into a vessel that carries you through oceans of pure tranquility. The mattress beneath you yields perfectly to your body's contours, supporting you with the ideal balance of softness and security, while your blankets adjust themselves with magical intuition to provide exactly the warmth you need without a single degree of excess. The storm outside reaches its most perfect expression, neither building toward drama nor fading into silence, but maintaining that ideal balance where weather becomes pure atmosphere. Every element works in harmony to create the most conducive conditions for rest, as if the natural world itself recognizes the sacred nature of peaceful sleep and arranges itself accordingly. Your breathing has become so gentle and rhythmic that it seems to exist in perfect synchronization with the castle's own respiration, that deep, slow rhythm that speaks of centuries of patient endurance and gentle care. Each breath you take draws in not just air, but the very essence of sanctuary, while each exhale releases any remaining tension from your body into the warm atmosphere where it dissolves harmlessly away. The curtains around your bed flutter softly in the gentle air currents created by the fire's steady warmth, their movement creating subtle patterns of light and shadow that dance across your closed eyelids like gentle benedictions. These soft movements become incorporated into your dreams, transforming into dancing spirits made of starlight that carry messages of peace to every corner of the sleeping world. In your dreams, you discover that the dormitory exists simultaneously in multiple dimensions of comfort, each layer adding depth to your experience of perfect rest. There's the physical dimension of warm blankets and soft pillows, the emotional dimension of friendship and belonging, the temporal dimension where this moment stretches to contain infinite peace, and the spiritual dimension where your individual rest contributes to something eternal and universal. Your sleeping mind begins to understand that this sanctuary operates according to laws more ancient and reliable than gravity itself, rules that ensure anyone who enters with genuine need for rest will find exactly what their soul requires. The dormitory doesn't just shelter bodies but nurtures spirits, providing not just physical comfort, but the deeper restoration that comes from knowing you belong somewhere completely and without reservation. The fire settles even deeper into its eternal burn, its flames now dancing with memories of every student who has ever found warmth beside its hearth. You see in your dreams the faces of countless young people who have sat before this same fire, sharing stories and forming friendships that would last lifetimes. Your own peaceful presence adds another chapter to this ongoing story of comfort and community. The rain's percussion against the windows creates patterns that spell out stories in a language older than words, tales of renewal and growth, of the eternal cycles that govern both the natural world and the human heart. Each droplet carries within it the essence of every storm that has ever provided the soundtrack for peaceful sleep, connecting your rest to the rest of countless others across time and geography. Your doormate's gentle breathing creates a soundscape that speaks of the deepest form of trust and safety, each quiet breath a note in a lullaby of friendship that plays continuously throughout the night. Their presence becomes a reminder that true peace is often found not in solitude, but in the company of others who share your need for rest and restoration. In your deepest dreams, you walk through corridors made of crystallized moonlight, where every step creates ripples of silver that spread outward like disturbed water, carrying wishes for continued peace to every corner of the dreaming castle. The walls of these dream corridors are lined with windows that look out onto landscapes of pure tranquility, vistas designed to bring deeper rest to anyone who gazes upon them. Your sleeping form settles even more completely into the perfect embrace of your bed, every muscle releasing its final whisper of tension, every nerve singing with quiet contentment. The dormitory around you pulses with gentle life, its ancient stones holding not just physical warmth, but the emotional warmth of every friendship that has been forged within these protective walls. The storm outside becomes a guardian in your dreams, its wind circling the castle like a protective spirit, ensuring that only peace and comfort can find their way to your rest. The thunder, now distant and gentle, becomes a reassuring voice, reminding you that even the most powerful forces of nature are working together to ensure your tranquility. Your dreams carry you deeper into understanding about the true nature of sanctuary, revealing that the peace you feel isn't just circumstantial but fundamental, not just temporary but eternal. You realize that by resting so completely in this sacred space, you're not just receiving comfort, but creating it, adding your own peaceful essence to the reservoir of tranquility that will comfort future generations of dreamers. The gentle sounds that surround you weave themselves into a tapestry of pure emotion in your sleeping mind, each thread representing another aspect of perfect rest. The rain speaks of cleansing and renewal. The fire crackles with stories of warmth shared across centuries, and your doormate's breathing whispers secrets about the joy of belonging to something greater than yourself. In your dreams, the boundaries between your individual peace and the collective tranquility of the dormitory begin to dissolve in the most wonderful way. Not through any loss of identity, but through an expansion of it that allows you to experience rest as both deeply personal and universally shared. You become part of the fire's warmth, part of the rain's rhythm, part of the breathing of your sleeping friends. Your bed transforms in your sleeping imagination into a nest woven from threads of starlight and moonbeams, each fibre containing wishes for your happiness made by everyone who has ever cared about your well-being. The pillow beneath your head cradles not just your physical form but your dreams themselves, ensuring that every vision that visits you in sleep is touched with the golden warmth of absolute peace. The dormitory expands beyond its physical boundaries in your dreams to encompass every feeling of home you've ever experienced, holding within its magical walls memories of every moment when you felt truly safe and loved. The room becomes not just a place, but a feeling, one that you can carry with you wherever your future adventures might lead. Your sleeping mind transforms the rain-streaked windows into portals that reveal glimpses of perfect moments from throughout the castle's long history, showing you that this tradition of comfort and rest has been carefully maintained by countless caring hands across the centuries. Through these magical windows, you see that your own peaceful sleep becomes part of this legacy, contributing to the ongoing story of sanctuary that defines this sacred space. The fire burns with flames that contain the concentrated essence of every peaceful evening they've ever illuminated, each flicker carrying with it the warmth of conversation shared, fears conquered, and friendships forged beside its steady light. In your dreams, you understand that this flame has been burning in one form or another since the very first person sought comfort beside a hearth, connecting your rest to an unbroken chain of peaceful moments stretching back to the beginning of human community. Your dreams deepen further, carrying you into realms where sleep becomes not just recovery, but transformation, where every moment of peace adds something precious to your soul's collection of beautiful experiences. In these deepest chambers of rest, you're not just healing from the day's efforts, but gathering strength for all the wonderful possibilities that await, storing up tranquility like treasure that will enrich your spirit through whatever adventures tomorrow might bring. The storm outside reaches its most perfect expression of atmospheric harmony, every element working together to create conditions of absolute peace. The rain falls with the confidence of knowing its purpose, each drop part of a larger symphony that has been playing since the first storm blessed the first peaceful sleeper. The wind moves with gentle purpose, carrying away any lingering tensions and bringing in fresh possibilities for renewal and growth. Your breathing synchronizes not just with the immediate sounds around you, but with the eternal rhythm of peace itself. That cosmic heartbeat that connects all moments of perfect rest across time and space. Each breath becomes a small prayer of gratitude for the sanctuary you've found, while each gentle exhale releases your own contentment into the atmosphere where it mingles with the accumulated peace of generations. In your deepest dreams, you discover that this dormitory serves as a kind of lighthouse for weary souls, its warm glow reaching out through both physical and spiritual dimensions to guide anyone in need of rest toward the comfort they seek. Your own peaceful presence adds to this beacon, strengthening its light and extending its reach to touch hearts and minds that might be seeking their own version of sanctuary. The curtains around your bed become more than fabric in your sleeping imagination, transforming into barriers that filter out anything that might disturb your rest, while allowing only the purest forms of comfort and contentment to reach your dreaming consciousness. They glow with a soft light that comes not from any external source, but from the accumulated peace of everyone they've ever sheltered. Your doormates sleep on in perfect harmony, their dreams occasionally brushing against yours in moments of shared tranquility that strengthen the bonds of friendship even in unconsciousness. These brief connections create ripples of warmth that spread throughout the dormitory, ensuring that everyone benefits from the collective peace while contributing their own unique note to the symphony of rest. The fire settles into its most eternal expression, burning now not just with wood, but with the crystallized essence of every moment of comfort it has ever provided. Its flames dance with the wisdom of centuries, each movement telling stories of students who have found warmth, friendship, and belonging beside its steady glow. Your own peaceful presence adds another chapter to this ongoing tale of comfort and community. Your sleeping form rests so completely now that you seem to have become part of the dormitory's very essence, your individual piece merging with the larger piece that permeates every stone and timber of this sacred space. You understand in your dreams that true sanctuary isn't just about being protected from external troubles, but about finding that deep internal state of rightness where your soul can expand and settle into its most natural condition of contentment. The rain continues its faithful percussion against the ancient windows, now joined by the gentle sounds of your doormates' synchronized breathing and the fire's soft crackling to create a complete symphony of rest that plays throughout the deepest hours of night. This music speaks of home in its truest sense, not just a place where you happen to sleep, but a space where your spirit can unfold and flourish in perfect safety and acceptance. In the deepest chambers of your sleeping mind, you understand that this moment represents something infinitely precious and rare, a perfect convergence of circumstances that creates conditions of absolute peace. The balance of solitude and community, comfort and shelter, belonging and individual rest comes together to form a memory that will sustain you through all future challenges and adventures. Your dreams begin to weave together all the elements of this perfect evening into a tapestry of pure contentment that will remain with you always, a reminder that such complete peace is possible and that there are places in the world where souls can rest completely. The warmth of the fire mingles with the coolness of the rain-washed air. The privacy of your curtained bed blends with the community of your sleeping friends, and the ancient magic of the castle combines with the timeless human need for rest and restoration. As your sleep reaches its most restorative depths, your breathing becomes so gentle that it barely stirs the warm air around your face, each breath a quiet celebration of the perfect peace you've discovered. Your heartbeat slows to match the eternal rhythm of sanctuary itself, each beat a note in the endless song of comfort that plays continuously within these protective walls. The storm outside achieves its own perfect equilibrium, existing now not as weather but as pure atmosphere, the ideal soundtrack for the deepest kind of rest. Every droplet that strikes the window carries within it blessings for your continued peace, while every gust of wind that circles the tower brings with it fresh possibilities for renewal and joy. Your bed cradles you with the perfect balance of support and softness, as if it were created specifically for your comfort. And this moment were designed specifically for your soul's restoration. The sheets wrapped around you carry the essence of every peaceful night's sleep, while your pillow holds not just your head but your dreams themselves, ensuring that every vision that visits you is touched with the golden light of absolute tranquility. In your deepest dreams, you walk through gardens where every flower blooms with its own gentle light, and the paths are paved with stones that hum lullabies beneath your feet. These dream landscapes exist in perfect harmony, each element designed to bring deeper rest to your spirit, while connecting you to the vast network of peace that binds all comfortable places together across time and space. The dormitory breathes around you with the rhythm of centuries, its ancient stones expanding and contracting in perfect synchronization with your own peaceful respiration. This fusion of your individual rest with the larger life of the castle creates a perfect circle of contentment, where your peace contributes to the atmosphere around you, just as that atmosphere nurtures and sustains your own deep tranquility. Your dreams carry you finally to the very heart of what it means to be completely at rest, where sleep becomes not just the absence of activity, but the presence of profound restoration and renewal. Here, in this perfect sanctuary of warmth and friendship, shelter and belonging, you discover that true peace is both a gift to be received and a treasure to be shared, multiplying rather than diminishing when offered to others who seek the same deep comfort you have found in this magical dormitory, high in the tower, where the gentle rain continues to fall and the eternal fire continues to burn, keeping watch over your peaceful dreams until the morning sun brings new adventures and the timeless cycle of rest and renewal begins once again. The morning sun hasn't yet begun to paint the horizon, and the castle remains wrapped in that special darkness that exists only in the deepest hours before dawn. Your dreams have carried you through landscapes of impossible beauty, through conversations with friends both real and imagined, through adventures that exist only in the realm of sleep where anything becomes possible and every story finds its perfect resolution. In your sleeping mind, you've walked through libraries where books write themselves, their pages filling with stories tailored specifically to bring you joy. You've flown on invisible wings through clouds that taste of peppermint and starlight, and you've sat beside fires that burn with flames made of crystallized laughter. These dream adventures feel more real than waking life, more vivid than any memory, because they're crafted from the pure essence of contentment that surrounds your sleeping form. The rain outside has settled into its most gentle expression now, no longer the steady percussion of earlier evening, but something softer, more like whispered secrets between the sky and the ancient stones of the castle. Each droplet seems to carry its own small blessing as it strikes the window, adding its voice to the eternal conversation between the elements and this sanctuary of learning that has stood for centuries. Your doormates sleep on in perfect harmony, their breathing so synchronized with yours that the dormitory seems to breathe as one living entity. Sometimes their dreams brush against yours in the mysterious way that sleeping minds can touch across the space between beds, sharing wordless communications about peace and friendship and the deep satisfaction of belonging somewhere completely. The fire has burned down to its most perfect state, the flames now more spirit than substance, more warmth than light. Its glow has taken on that golden quality that exists only in the deepest hours of night, when the boundary between dream and reality becomes beautifully blurred. The heat it radiates seems to pulse gently with your heartbeat, creating a rhythm of comfort that speaks directly to your soul about the beauty of simple pleasures. In your dreams, you discover that every peaceful sleeper throughout history has contributed something to the vast ocean of tranquility that surrounds you now. Medieval monks in their stone cells, travelers resting beneath desert stars, children safe in their parents' arms, all have added their peaceful essence to this eternal reservoir of rest that you now draw from in your own time of need. Your bed has become the perfect vessel for carrying you through these deep waters of sleep, its every surface molded by countless nights of rest into exactly the right shape for ultimate comfort. The mattress beneath you seems to anticipate your body's needs, adjusting its support with each breath you take, while your blankets create a microclimate of perfect warmth around your sleeping form. The storm outside continues its gentle ministrations, no longer demanding attention, but simply providing the ideal soundtrack for the deepest kind of rest. The wind that circles the tower carries away the last whispers of any concerns that might have followed you from the waking world, while the rain washes the very air clean, preparing it to nurture your dreams with its pure, moisture-laden sweetness. Your breathing has become so gentle and regular that it seems to exist in perfect harmony with the breathing of the castle itself, that ancient rhythm that has sustained this sanctuary through centuries of changing seasons and generations of students. Each breath connects you more deeply to the long tradition of peaceful sleep that has blessed this dormitory, while each exhale adds your own contentment to the atmosphere that will comfort those who come after you. The curtains around your bed flutter almost imperceptibly in the gentle air currents created by the fire's warmth, their soft movement creating subtle changes in light and shadow that play across your closed eyelids like gentle caresses. These tiny movements become incorporated into your dreams, transforming into butterflies made of moonbeams that carry your wishes for continued peace to every corner of the sleeping world. In your deepest dreams, you understand that this dormitory exists not just as a physical space, but as a kind of temporal sanctuary where the peaceful moments of centuries have been carefully collected and preserved. Every night of restful sleep has left something behind, building layer upon layer of accumulated tranquility until the very air itself has become saturated with the essence of perfect rest. Your sleeping form settles even more completely into the embrace of your bed, every muscle releasing tensions you didn't even know you were carrying, every nerve singing with the quiet joy of absolute relaxation. The dormitory around you seems to pulse with gentle life, its stones warmed not just by the fire, but by the accumulated affection of all the students who have found shelter within these walls. The rain's rhythm has evolved into something approaching pure music now, each droplet adding its voice to a composition that speaks directly to sleeping souls about renewal and growth. The sound carries within it echoes of every peaceful night that has ever blessed this castle, creating a continuous thread of tranquility that connects your rest to the rest of countless others across the span of centuries. Your doormate's presence becomes a source of deep comfort in your dreams, their sleeping forms radiating warmth that has nothing to do with temperature and everything to do with the profound peace that comes from true companionship. Even unconscious, you're aware of their friendship as a protective force that surrounds and nurtures your own rest, creating a community of peace that makes individual tranquility possible. The fire burns with flames that seem to contain the concentrated essence of every cozy evening that has ever existed. Each flicker carrying memories of conversations shared, fears conquered, and friendships forged beside its steady light. In your dreams, you see this eternal flame as it truly is, not just burning wood, but burning with the crystallized moments of every peaceful night it has ever illuminated. Your dreams carry you through seasons that exist only in sleep, where winter brings snow made of crystallized contentment, and spring arrives with flowers that bloom in colors that have no names in the waking world. Summer in your dream realm lasts exactly as long as perfect happiness requires, while autumn brings leaves that fall upward, carrying away any remaining worries into a sky that exists solely to transform concerns into blessings. The storm outside has achieved that perfect balance where weather becomes pure atmosphere, neither increasing nor decreasing, but maintaining the ideal conditions for the deepest kind of rest. Every element works in harmony to create a protective bubble around the castle, ensuring that only peace and comfort can penetrate to where you lie sleeping so peacefully. In your sleeping mind, the ancient walls of the dormitory become transparent, revealing glimpses of the vast network of peaceful sleepers throughout the castle. You see students from every house finding their own versions of this same perfect rest, each in their unique sanctuary, but all connected by invisible threads of shared tranquility that weave together to create one great tapestry of comfort. Your bed transforms in your dreams into a vessel that sails through oceans of pure starlight, carrying you past islands where every shore is lined with the softest sand, and every breeze brings the scent of flowers that bloom only for sleeping souls. The journey is endless but never tiring, because in the realm of dreams, movement itself becomes a form of rest. The gentle sounds that surround you weave themselves into a language that speaks directly to your heart without need for translation. The rain tells stories of cycles and renewal. The fire shares wisdom about the beauty of simple warmth. And your doormate's breathing whispers secrets about the joy of belonging to something greater than individual comfort. Your sleeping form has become so perfectly integrated with the peaceful atmosphere of the dormitory that you seem to be both receiving comfort and creating it simultaneously. Your individual rest contributes to the collective tranquility while drawing sustenance from it, creating a perfect circle of peace that benefits everyone while diminishing nothing. The fire settles even deeper into its eternal burn, its flames now dancing with the accumulated wisdom of every peaceful evening they've witnessed. Each pop and crackle tells stories of students who have found warmth and friendship beside this hearth, while each gentle flicker adds another note to the endless song of comfort that plays continuously within these protective walls. In your dreams, you walk through corridors made of crystallized moonlight, where every footstep creates ripples of silver that spread outward like disturbed water, carrying wishes for continued peace to every corner of the dreaming castle. The walls of these dream passages are lined with windows that look out onto landscapes designed specifically to bring deeper rest to anyone who gazes upon them. Your breathing synchronizes not just with the immediate sounds around you, but with the cosmic rhythm of peace itself, that universal heartbeat that connects all moments of perfect rest across time and space. Each gentle breath becomes a quiet prayer of gratitude for the sanctuary you've found, while each soft exhale releases your contentment into the atmosphere where it mingles with the accumulated peace of generations. The rain continues its faithful percussion against the windows, now joined by the synchronized breathing of your doormates, and the fire's gentle crackling to create a complete symphony of rest that speaks of home in its truest sense. This music tells stories of belonging and safety, of the deep satisfaction that comes from finding your place in a community that values both individual peace and collective harmony. Your doormates sleep on in perfect tranquility, their dreams occasionally interweaving with yours, to create shared visions of contentment that strengthen the bonds of friendship, even in unconsciousness. Sometimes your sleeping mind catches glimpses of their peaceful thoughts, seeing yourself reflected in their subconscious appreciation for this sanctuary you all share. The storm outside becomes a guardian in your dreams, its elements working together to create an impenetrable barrier of protection around the castle. The wind circles like a watchful spirit. The rain washes away any negative energy that might try to approach, and even the distant thunder speaks in reassuring tones about the power of natural forces working to ensure your continued peace. In your deepest dreams, you discover that this perfect moment of rest exists simultaneously across all time, that every peaceful sleeper who has ever found comfort in a place like this is somehow present with you in this eternal sanctuary. Their peace adds to yours, just as yours will someday add to the peace of dreamers yet to come, creating an unbroken chain of tranquility that stretches across centuries. Your bed cradles you with the perfect balance of support and softness, every surface molded by the accumulated rest of countless peaceful nights into exactly the right contours for ultimate comfort. The sheets around you seem to breathe with their own gentle life, adjusting their temperature and texture to provide precisely what your sleeping body needs at each moment. The curtains that surround your bed become more than fabric in your sleeping imagination, transforming into barriers that separate the realm of perfect peace from any worries or concerns that might exist in the outside world. They filter out anything that doesn't serve your rest, while allowing only the purest forms of comfort and contentment to reach your dreaming consciousness. Your dreams carry you deeper into understanding about the true nature of sanctuary, revealing that the peace you feel isn't just circumstantial, but fundamental. Not just temporary, but eternal. You realize that by resting so completely in this sacred space, you're participating in something much larger than individual comfort, contributing to a tradition of peace that has blessed this place for generations. The fire burns with flames that seem to contain memories of every student who has ever found warmth beside its hearth, each flicker telling stories of homesickness soothed, fears conquered, and friendships forged in the gentle glow of its light. Your own peaceful presence adds another chapter to this ongoing tale of comfort and community that plays out night after night in dormitories throughout the castle. In your sleeping mind, the rain-streaked windows become portals that reveal glimpses of other peaceful moments throughout the castle's long history. Through these magical openings, you see that your own restful sleep becomes part of a legacy that stretches back through centuries, connecting you to everyone who has ever found true peace within these protective walls. Your breathing has become so gentle and rhythmic that it seems to exist in perfect synchronization with the heartbeat of the castle itself, that deep, slow pulse that speaks of centuries of patient endurance and loving care. Each breath connects you more deeply to the vast community of peaceful souls who have found rest here, while each exhale adds your own tranquil essence to the atmosphere that will comfort future generations of dreamers. The storm outside reaches its most perfect expression of harmony, every element working together to create conditions of absolute peace that seem designed specifically for sleeping souls. The rain falls with purpose, but without urgency. The wind moves with gentle intention, and even the occasional rumble of distant thunder speaks in tones of protection rather than threat. Your doormate's presence becomes a source of profound comfort in your dreams, their sleeping forms glowing with the soft light of contentment that radiates from souls completely at rest. Their peaceful breathing creates a gentle rhythm that blends seamlessly with the rain and fire to form a lullaby of friendship that plays continuously throughout the deepest hours of night. In your dreams, you understand that this dormitory serves as a kind of lighthouse for weary spirits, its warm glow reaching across both physical and metaphysical dimensions to guide anyone in need of rest toward the comfort they seek. Your own peaceful presence strengthens this beacon, adding your light to the collective radiance that has guided countless students to safety and rest. The gentle sounds that fill the dormitory weave themselves into a tapestry of pure emotion in your sleeping mind, each thread representing another aspect of perfect tranquility. The rain speaks of cleansing and renewal. The fire crackles with stories of warmth shared across generations, and your friends' breathing whispers secrets about the deep joy of belonging somewhere completely. Your sleeping form rests so completely now that you seem to have become part of the dormitory's essential nature, your individual peace merging with the larger peace that permeates every stone and timber of this ancient sanctuary. You exist now not just as a student seeking rest, but as a contributor to the eternal atmosphere of comfort that makes this place a true haven for weary souls. The fire settles into its most perfect burn, no longer needing attention, but sustained by its own inner light and the collective contentment of everyone it has ever warmed. Its flames dance with wisdom accumulated over centuries, each movement telling wordless stories about the beauty of simple warmth and the profound comfort of knowing you're safe and valued. Your dreams deepen further, carrying you into realms where sleep becomes not just recovery, but genuine transformation, where every moment of peace adds something precious to your soul's collection of beautiful experiences. In these deepest chambers of rest, you're not just healing from daily efforts, but gathering strength for all the wonderful possibilities that await in the waking world. The rain's percussion against the ancient windows creates patterns that spell out stories in a language older than words, tales of renewal and growth that speak directly to your sleeping consciousness, about the eternal cycles that govern both the natural world and the human heart. Each droplet carries within it the essence of every storm that has ever provided soundtrack for peaceful sleep. In your deepest dreams, you walk through gardens where every flower blooms with its own gentle illumination, and the paths beneath your feet hum with melodies that exist only to bring rest to weary travelers. These landscapes exist in perfect harmony with your need for peace, each element designed to nurture your spirit while connecting you to the vast network of tranquility that spans all comfortable places across time. Your bed becomes more than furniture in your sleeping imagination, transforming into a sanctuary within the larger sanctuary of the dormitory. Every thread in the sheets carries wishes for your continued happiness. Every fiber in your blankets holds blessings from those who care about your well-being, and your pillow cradles not just your head, but your dreams themselves. The storm outside achieves its own perfect rhythm now, neither building toward drama nor fading into silence, but maintaining that ideal balance where weather becomes pure atmosphere. Every element contributes to the protective embrace that surrounds the castle, ensuring that only peace and comfort can reach the sleeping souls sheltered within its ancient walls. Your dormmates sleep in perfect harmony around you, their dreams occasionally touching yours in moments of shared tranquility that create ripples of warmth throughout the room. These brief connections remind you that even in the most private moments of rest, you're part of a community of peace that makes individual comfort both possible and meaningful. The curtains around your bed flutter softly in the gentle currents created by the fire's warmth. Their movement so subtle it barely disturbs the perfect stillness of the dormitory. These tiny shifts in fabric create equally small changes in light and shadow that play across your closed eyelids like the gentlest of blessings, incorporating themselves into your dreams as dancing spirits of pure contentment. In your sleeping mind, you understand that this moment represents something infinitely precious, a convergence of circumstances that creates perfect conditions for the deepest kind of rest. The balance of solitude and community, warmth and coolness, sound and silence, comes together to form a memory that will sustain you through all future adventures and challenges. Your breathing continues in perfect synchronization with the eternal rhythms that govern this sanctuary. Each gentle inhalation drawing in peace, while each soft exhalation releases your own contentment into the atmosphere where it mingles with the accumulated tranquility of centuries. You become both recipient and creator of comfort, both individual dreamer and part of the collective peace that defines this sacred space. The fire burns on with flames that contain the concentrated essence of every peaceful evening they've illuminated. Their light reaching not just across the physical space of the dormitory, but across time itself to connect your rest with the rest of everyone who has ever found comfort beside a warming hearth. Your own peaceful presence adds another verse to this endless song of sanctuary. As the night reaches its deepest point, your sleep achieves a quality of rest that transcends ordinary recovery, touching something eternal and restorative that exists at the very heart of peaceful existence. Here, in this perfect fusion of individual tranquility and collective harmony, you discover what it truly means to be completely at rest, completely at peace, completely at home in the vast and wonderful embrace of dreams that opens when consciousness finally surrenders to the gentle rhythms of perfect sleep. The dormitory settles into that profound stillness that exists only when sleep has truly claimed its inhabitants, when every breath synchronizes with the ancient rhythms of sanctuary itself. Your dreams have woven themselves into the very fabric of the castle's consciousness, becoming part of the eternal tapestry of peace that has comforted countless souls within these protective walls. In your deepest sleep, you find yourself walking through corridors that exist only in the realm of dreams, where the stones themselves glow with accumulated warmth from generations of peaceful nights. Each step you take creates gentle ripples of contentment that spread outward like rings in still water, carrying your tranquility to every corner of the sleeping castle and beyond. The rain outside has evolved into something beyond mere weather, becoming a living symphony that speaks in frequencies designed specifically for dreaming minds. Each droplet that touches the ancient window panes carries within it the essence of every peaceful storm that has ever blessed a sanctuary, adding its voice to the eternal conversation between sky and stone that has continued for centuries. Your breathing has become so perfectly attuned to the dormitory's rhythm that you seem to be breathing with the castle itself, participating in that great respiratory cycle that has sustained this sanctuary through countless seasons of change. Each inhalation draws in not just air, but the very essence of belonging, while each gentle exhalation releases your own peaceful energy into the atmosphere where it mingles with the accumulated serenity of ages. The fire burns with a light that transcends ordinary illumination, its flames dancing with memories of every conversation, every moment of friendship, every instance of comfort that has ever taken place in its warm glow. In your dreams, you understand that this fire has been burning in one form or another since the first human soul ever sought warmth and companionship beside a hearth, connecting your rest to an unbroken chain of peaceful moments that stretches back to the dawn of community itself. Your doormates sleep in perfect harmony around you, their dreams occasionally interweaving with yours to create shared visions of contentment that strengthen bonds forged in waking hours. Sometimes your sleeping consciousness touches theirs in wordless communications of friendship and belonging, reminding you that even in the most private realm of dreams, you are part of something larger and more beautiful than individual peace. The storm outside continues its gentle ministrations, no longer weather in any conventional sense, but pure atmosphere crafted specifically to nurture sleeping souls. The wind that circles the tower carries away any remaining whispers of worldly concern, while the rain washes the very air clean of anything that might disturb the perfect tranquility that surrounds you. In your dreams, you discover that the dormitory exists simultaneously across multiple dimensions of comfort, each layer adding depth and richness to your experience of absolute rest. There is the physical dimension of soft blankets and supportive mattresses, the emotional dimension of friendship and acceptance, the temporal dimension where peaceful moments stretch to contain infinite restoration, and the spiritual dimension where your individual tranquility contributes to something eternal and universal. Your bed cradles you with the accumulated wisdom of countless nights of rest, every surface molded by the peaceful sleep of generations into exactly the configuration needed for ultimate comfort. The sheets seem to breathe with their own gentle life, adjusting temperature and texture to provide precisely what your resting body requires, while your pillow holds not just your head, but your dreams themselves, ensuring that every vision is touched with golden serenity. The curtains around your bed have become more than fabric in your sleeping imagination, transforming into gentle barriers that filter reality itself, allowing only the purest forms of peace and contentment to reach your dreaming consciousness. They glow with soft radiance that comes not from any external source, but from the accumulated tranquility of everyone they have ever sheltered from the world's harsher elements. Your dreams carry you through landscapes that exist only in the deepest realms of sleep, where every horizon promises new discoveries about the nature of perfect rest. You walk through forests where the trees whisper lullabies in languages older than words, across meadows where flowers bloom with their own gentle illumination, beside streams that flow with liquid starlight, carrying messages of peace to distant shores. The fire settles even deeper into its eternal burn, sustained now not by wood or coal, but by the concentrated essence of every moment of comfort it has ever provided. Its flames dance with stories of students who have found warmth and belonging beside its steady glow, each flicker adding another note to the endless symphony of sanctuary that plays continuously within these ancient walls. In your sleeping mind, you become aware that every peaceful moment in history has contributed something to the vast ocean of tranquility that surrounds you now. Medieval scholars in their quiet cells, travelers resting beneath star-filled skies, children safe in loving arms, all have added their serene essence to this eternal reservoir of rest from which you now draw sustenance for your own dreams. Your breathing continues in perfect rhythm with the heartbeat of the castle itself, that deep, slow pulse that speaks of centuries of patient endurance and gentle care. Each breath connects you more profoundly to the long tradition of students who have found refuge here, while each exhalation adds your own peaceful contribution to the atmosphere that will comfort those who follow in years to come. The rain's percussion against the windows creates patterns that tell wordless stories about renewal and growth, about the eternal cycles that govern both the natural world and the human spirit. Each sound carries within it echoes of every storm that has ever provided the soundtrack for peaceful sleep, connecting your rest to a vast network of tranquility that spans both geography and time. Your doormate's presence becomes a source of profound comfort in your dreams, their sleeping forms radiating warmth that speaks not of temperature, but of the deep satisfaction that comes from true companionship. Even unconscious, their friendship surrounds and protects your rest, creating a community of peace that makes individual tranquility both possible and meaningful. The storm outside achieves perfect equilibrium now, existing not as meteorological phenomenon, but as pure ambience designed specifically for sleeping souls. Every element works in harmonious conspiracy to create an impenetrable cocoon of comfort around the castle, ensuring that only peace and restoration can penetrate to where you lie in such complete repose. In your deepest dreams, you walk through halls lined with windows that look out onto every peaceful moment that has ever existed, seeing yourself reflected in an infinite gallery of contentment that stretches across cultures and centuries. Through these magical portals, you glimpse other dormitories, other sanctuaries, other souls finding the same deep rest you have discovered in this tower room. Your sleeping form has become so perfectly integrated with the dormitory's essential nature that you seem to exist as both individual dreamer and embodiment of collective peace. Your personal tranquility merges with the larger serenity that permeates every stone and timber, creating a perfect circle where giving and receiving become indistinguishable aspects of the same eternal dance of comfort. The fire burns with flames that seem to contain crystallized moments from every peaceful evening that has ever existed, each tongue of light carrying memories of fears conquered, friendships forged, and hearts healed beside warming hearths throughout history. Your own restful presence adds another chapter to this ongoing story of comfort that plays out in sanctuaries around the world. Your dreams deepen further still, carrying you into realms where sleep becomes not merely recovery, but genuine transformation, where every moment of peace adds treasures to your soul's collection of beautiful experiences. In these deepest chambers of rest, you are not simply healing from daily efforts, but gathering strength for all the wonderful possibilities that await in the world of waking consciousness. The gentle sounds that fill the dormitory weave themselves into a language that speaks directly to your heart without need for interpretation. The rain tells tales of cleansing and renewal. The fire shares wisdom about the profound beauty of simple warmth, and your friends breathing whispers secrets about the joy of belonging to something greater than individual comfort. In your sleeping imagination, the ancient walls of the dormitory become transparent, revealing glimpses of the vast network of peaceful souls throughout the castle. You see students from every house finding their own versions of perfect rest, each in their unique sanctuary, but all connected by invisible threads of shared tranquility that weave together into one magnificent tapestry of collective peace. Your bed transforms in your dreams into a vessel that carries you across oceans of liquid starlight, past islands where every shore promises new discoveries about the nature of absolute contentment. The journey is endless but never tiring, because in the realm of dreams, movement itself becomes a form of rest, and every destination offers deeper understanding of what it means to be truly at peace. The storm outside continues its faithful guardianship, its elements working in perfect coordination to maintain the ideal conditions for the deepest kind of restoration. The rain falls with purpose, but without urgency, each droplet carrying blessings for your continued tranquility, while the wind moves with gentle intention around the tower, ensuring that only harmony can find its way to your dreams. Your breathing synchronizes not just with the immediate rhythms around you, but with the cosmic heartbeat of peace itself, that universal pulse that connects all moments of perfect rest across the vast expanse of time and space. Each gentle breath becomes a quiet meditation on gratitude, while each soft exhalation releases your contentment into the atmosphere where it mingles with the accumulated serenity of countless peaceful souls. The fire settles into its most perfect expression, burning now with a light that seems to exist beyond the physical realm, sustained by the collective warmth of every heart that has ever found comfort in its glow. Its flames dance with the accumulated wisdom of ages, each movement telling stories about the profound beauty of finding sanctuary in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. In your deepest dreams, you discover that this perfect moment of rest exists eternally, that every peaceful sleeper who has ever found comfort in a place like this is somehow present with you in this timeless sanctuary. Their peace enhances yours, just as yours will someday add to the tranquility of dreamers yet to come, creating an unbroken chain of serenity that transcends the boundaries of individual existence. Your doormates sleep on in perfect harmony, their dreams occasionally brushing against yours in moments of shared understanding that deepen the bonds of friendship, even in unconsciousness. These gentle connections create ripples of warmth that spread throughout the room, ensuring that everyone benefits from the collective peace while contributing their own unique essence to the symphony of rest. The curtains around your bed flutter almost imperceptibly in the gentle air currents, their subtle movement creating tiny changes in light and shadow that play across your closed eyelids like the softest caresses. These minute shifts become incorporated into your dreams as dancing spirits of pure contentment, carrying messages of peace to every corner of your sleeping consciousness. Your sleeping mind begins to understand that this sanctuary operates according to laws more fundamental than physics, rules that ensure anyone who enters with genuine need for rest will find exactly what their soul requires. The dormitory nurtures not just bodies but spirits, providing not merely physical comfort, but the deeper restoration that comes from knowing you belong somewhere completely and without reservation. The rain's rhythm has evolved into something approaching pure music now, each droplet adding its voice to a composition that speaks directly to sleeping hearts about the eternal cycles of renewal and growth. The sound carries within it the essence of every peaceful storm that has ever blessed a sanctuary, creating a continuous thread of tranquility that connects your rest to the rest of countless others across the span of history. In your dreams, you understand that by resting so completely in this sacred space, you are participating in something much larger than personal comfort, contributing to a tradition of peace that has blessed this place for generations. Your individual tranquility becomes part of the eternal atmosphere of serenity that makes this dormitory a true haven for weary souls seeking restoration and belonging. The fire burns on with flames that contain memories of every student who has ever found warmth beside its hearth, each flicker telling wordless stories of homesickness soothed, fears conquered, and lifelong friendships forged in the gentle radiance of its light. Your own peaceful presence adds another verse to this endless song of sanctuary that plays continuously within these protective walls. Your breathing has become so gentle and rhythmic that it seems to exist in perfect synchronization with the breathing of the castle itself, that ancient respiratory pattern that has sustained this sanctuary through countless seasons and generations of students. Each breath connects you more deeply to the vast community of peaceful souls who have found rest here, while each exhale adds your own serene essence to the atmosphere that will comfort future dreamers. As the night reaches its most profound depths, your sleep achieves a quality of rest that transcends ordinary recovery, touching something eternal and restorative that exists at the very heart of peaceful existence. Here, in this perfect fusion of individual serenity and collective harmony, shelter and belonging, you discover the true meaning of complete rest, complete peace, complete sanctuary, in the endless embrace of dreams that opens when consciousness finally surrenders to the gentle eternal rhythms of absolute tranquility. The ancient stones around you pulse with accumulated warmth from centuries of peaceful nights, their very substance infused with the contentment of generations. In your dreams, you feel yourself becoming part of this living history, your own rest adding another layer to the foundation of serenity that future students will draw upon when they seek their own refuge from the world's demands and uncertainties. And there you have it, my dear friends. We've spent this gentle evening together in the sanctuary of Gryffindor Tower, wrapped in the warmth of friendship and the soothing sounds of a perfect storm. From the moment we climb those familiar stone steps to the deepest hours of peaceful sleep, we've experienced what it truly means to find sanctuary in the magical world of Hogwarts. The rain continues to fall softly against the ancient windows. The fire burns with its eternal warmth, and somewhere in that cozy dormitory, peaceful dreams carry on through the night. These are the moments that remind us why we return again and again to this world of wonder, not just for the grand adventures and dramatic spells, but for these quieter interludes, where magic reveals itself in the simple comfort of belonging somewhere completely. I hope tonight's journey brought you the same sense of peace and contentment that our sleeping student found in that tower room. Sometimes the most powerful magic isn't found in spell books or wand movements, but in the gentle rhythms of rain and fire, in the breathing of sleeping friends, and in the knowledge that there are places in the world where souls can rest completely. Sweet dreams, dear adventurers, and until we meet again for another evening of shared stories and peaceful escapes, may you carry with you that same sense of sanctuary wherever your own adventures may lead.